Well, if you saw the teaser that I put up about a month ago about this video, it's finally done. So if you are considering a Motobecane e-bike from bikesdirect.com, I hope this helps in your decision making. This is the 2021 Motobecane HAL, which stands for Highly Active Linkage, e29'er in matte black, and this one in particular is size small. You get 3 power settings with this setup. Each power setting shows an estimated mileage for use in that setting. The simple controls, as you can see, are easy to navigate and don't clutter up the handlebar like I've seen on a number of other bikes. If you're having concerns about buying a bike online, in particular an e-bike online, well, they've got this down to a science. They package these things up pretty well, as you can see, and they come to you almost completely assembled. The only things that you will need to do is mount the handlebars, put the rotor for the brakes on the front wheel, put the front wheel on, and put in the dropper post, which in my opinion is the trickiest part of this whole assembly. The pedals are pretty cheap. I recommend buying some higher quality pedals that you like and putting them on instead. The wheels are WTB, as you can see. The tires are Maxxis Recon tubeless. They say it's tubeless ready, but it comes with a tube in the tire setup. So if you want to convert it over to tubeless, there would be a few components you would need to go out and buy, or you could take it to your local bike shop and they can set it up as a tubeless wheel application if you so desire. The drivetrain on this bike is a Shimano Dior 1x12 setup, and I believe this is the recommended setup for this motor and motor power. So here we go, let the unwrapping begin. And I will say, when you get your bike, be careful in the unwrapping because they use a lot of zip ties, tied rubber bands, and tape, and you're going to be tempted to use a knife or snips, and it's real easy to damage your paint job. So if you do, be careful and protect that paint job and just take your time on getting off all the tape and zip ties and stuff. So according to the specs, this motor is an E6100M series with 450 watts of power. It's not a huge motor considering some of the bikes come with 750 to 1000 watt, but I imagine if you need a 1000 watt motor, you probably shouldn't be mountain biking. So one thing that I did notice, which is a little bit peculiar on this bike that you don't see on a lot of bikes, and I'm sure it has to do with just kind of keeping it cost effective. They use standard designs, but what I noticed was the travel on this bike. The front Recon Solo Air is 120 millimeters of travel, but the rear end has 130 millimeters of travel. So most bikes are the same front and back, or the front has more travel. But on this bike, it has 10 more millimeters of travel in the rear end as it is set up. I imagine if you wanted to, you could change out the front fork at some point. But at the making of this video, my father's been riding this bike for a little while now, and he's not complained one bit about it. I think he actually likes the little extra bit of plushness in the rear end, and he's able to run that rear shock at about 25% sag and get a real plush ride out of it. Be looking forward to a ride review video before too long. And remember, it's about getting out there, getting healthy, and having fun doing it. Well, I hope you found this helpful. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more good content.